If you're wondering how to revive an old human hair wig, how to restore an old human hair wig, how to make it last longer, I'm here to show you how to give a piece new purpose, enjoy it again, maybe even more than before. Today I'm reviving this old human hair topper, restoring it, bringing it back to life and showing you exactly how to make a human hair piece last longer. Because I think when we lose our hair, we start believing that the next wig or the next topper, just the next purchase, the next perfect piece will give us back what we are missing. And maybe that's sometimes true, but a lot of the time it's just an excuse to buy more wigs and toppers. And when you take a piece and really make it your own, you enjoy it so much more than anything you just unboxed. I know that everywhere you look on social media or online, it's just buy, new piece, new launch, new everything new. And I've been that person too, and I'm not judging anyone. Today I actually want to show you that you don't need to buy a new piece every time, because sometimes the answer is just already sitting in a box in your room. So this is a human hair topper. It is made of South American human hair. It is actually virgin hair, so it hasn't been processed or dyed in any way. It is a closed lace topper, and I wore it for the first 10 months almost every day. It was one of the first pieces that I bought, and I wore it almost everywhere. Now it has been laying in a box for, I would say, maybe 10 months or so. A few months ago, I opened the box. It was quite dry and I added a little bit of hair oil to the ends. But at the moment, it's just very straw-like and the ends are quite dry. It couldn't actually absorb the oil because now it's kind of even sticky. But the hair is really good quality. I definitely don't want to throw it away. But also, I cannot really blend it with my hairline. This has been always like a problem because it's a closed lace topper and my hairline is very weak. So I'm going to cut bangs today. I'm going to cut bangs first and then I'm going to wash it and rehydrate it with this hair mask that I'm using now all the time, and it's amazing. I'm pretty sure that it's going to work really well. At the moment it's very, very dry. The hair, it's just, so you can see that my fingers cannot go freely through the hair. And one of the reasons I want to cut bangs into it is because it just takes a lot of time for me to blend it with my very weak hairline. And I need product, so I would like to repurpose it now, revive it and cut bangs into it so it can be just throw on and go, and I can go to the gym with it. I can go on vacation, for example, when it's very sunny, I can wear this piece and it's not going to be hot like a full wig. And also I'm going to save my more expensive or high-end pieces from the sun. So this is a great way to revive a piece, to restore a piece. Try to buy a really good hair mask where you can revive the hair, you can restore the dry hair. For example, it might be that you have a lace wig or a lace topper and the lace frayed or it got damaged. So the perfect way to fix that is just cut bangs, and you don't need to buy a wig with bangs. You can just, or a topper with bangs, you can just take your old piece and cut bangs into it. I'm going to show you exactly how I do that today. And I think that a lot of you can relate with me on that. A lot of you also feel guilty that you might have bought quite a few pieces and they're just laying in a box and you're not using them anymore, you're not wearing them anymore. And I know that the social media pressure is just huge to constantly buy new pieces, and there's so many new wigs constantly being like new styles being launched. The ladies in the wig community and the hair loss community are constantly showing off new pieces that they got gifted or they bought, and it can be really, really hard for you to make a rational decision and to ask yourself, do I really need a new piece? Because at the moment I don't really need a new piece. For sure I don't need a new hair topper. I have a few hair toppers that I want to use when I'm going to the gym or on vacation, and I'm going to cut bangs in all of them because most of them I cannot wear like this because I have to blend my own hairline, and my own hairline is very weak. It's going to be super easy just to throw it on and go to the gym, and that's how I'm going to really extend their life, repurpose them, and just make them last longer. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the parting. I want to do like a middle part. At the moment is a left part. Also what I have prepared already is my canvas head. I already made those lines here. I'm not a professional at all, so please just working with what I have and with my imagination. Because I want to do most of the cutting on the canvas head, I know exactly how long my bangs should be, like the maximum when they get a little bit styled, so they will spring back a little bit. So I know that the maximum will be the shortest, so to say, should be about 3 inches. And then the side pieces here, they can be up to 4 inches, and then the rest I will see, maybe I will do some face framing. So this is what I prepared already, and basically when I put the topper on the canvas head, I will just align it with those lines and then do the rest. I will show you everything step by step how I do it.
The first thing I did before anything else was level the canvas head, because if it's not even, nothing you cut is going to be symmetrical, so that step really matters. Then I did my middle part and combed all the hair forward to clearly see the section I wanted to work with. To mark out the bang area, I wet the hair slightly to keep it in place and divide it into a triangle shape at the top. I then split the triangle into 5 sections, working from the very front backwards. Starting with that first front section, I cut straight across at the 3.5-inch line. That gave me my guide length. From there, I used the diagonal angle method to point cut each piece, which softens the edge and creates that blended natural finish rather than a hard blunt line. For each section going back, I followed the same diagonal technique, but left them progressively a little longer so everything tapers back gradually and connects nicely. Once all the sections were cut, I used my thinning scissors to blend the bangs into the rest of the topper. This is what really ties it all together and stops it from looking too heavy at the front. And then the real test. I put the topper on to see how it actually looked on my head and did any final tweaks while wearing it, because that's the only way to really see how it sits and frames your face properly.
So here is how the topper looks after. I cut those super cute bangs and I was able to revive the hair with the mask that I showed you earlier. And now the hair is really soft and silky. I can run my fingers through the hair very, very easy. This is really an easy way to revive or repurpose a piece that you have laying around in a box and you're not using it, you're not wearing it. With time, the hair has become dry or straw-like. If it was a good quality hair initially, you'll be able to easily restore it and revive it and repurpose it. Like, for example, if the lace has been damaged or frayed over time, or you have, like in my case, close lace topper that I cannot blend my very weak hairline with, then this will be definitely like a throw on and go piece for me now. And I didn't style my bio hair underneath, but that's fine because yeah, you cannot really see the difference because the texture is quite similar. But the hair feels really nice. That was the most important to me, that I'm able to revive this hair. As I said, I have been wearing it almost every day for 10 months. At some point I will need to trim a little bit the ends, even though they're looking very well. There are no split ends or anything, but they kind of will be, so to say, the driest from the whole piece at some point. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.